Hey everybody,
What's happening?
it's time. What time is it, J-Rob?
You know what time it is.
I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is. Time for Jerry and J-Rob.
The Jerry and J-Rob Cover It All show.
That's right.
And we are so happy to come to you on this beautiful day here from Burnet, Texas. How was your week?
It was hectic. It was busy.
Yeah?
A lot of obstacles this week.
Okay. I get that from time to time
That
as
might
well.
a little bit heavy starting off, but that's what it was.
So we hope that you are enjoying our shows. Is that what we're calling them? Show?
Yeah.
The show? Yeah.
Podcast, YouTube
right?
channel.
We are on all the major podcast platforms.
We are.
So if you don't catch us on YouTube, then you can catch us on Apple Music, Spotify, and all of those. But we're happy to come to you and share some coffee with you.
That's right.
And today we are going to talk about seasons of life. You know, the Bible says that to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the sun. And life is made up of events, things that happen, things that come into our lives, things that we go through, circumstances that we face. And if we can for just a few minutes, I want to try to help you with handling some of those times, because there are both good seasons and bad seasons.
That's right.
So when you think about good seasons and bad seasons, how do those compare? What do you see when you think about those?
Well, that is a deep question there, Jerry. So, good seasons and bad seasons. You know, we'll go with the good. The good is everything's running along smooth. Everything's fine. Finances are typically not a problem. Everybody's healthy. At least in our house, that's a big deal. Everybody's healthy. Work's going well. Life's going generally in the right direction. We're not having a whole lot of grind, a whole lot of issue, and we seem to get along pretty well. The downside is, and once again, I can only speak from my own experience. Our downsides are, problems at work, things not going the way we want them to. Mm-hmm. Somebody's sick, somebody's in the hospital, which is common for us. Somebody is, we have our hands in lots of stuff, lots of activities, and something in that chain of events is not going the way we would like for it to go.
Yeah, your family deals with cystic fibrosis.
That's right.
And so that keeps you going to doctor's appointments and seeing lots of times of sickness.
Right.
What about good seasons? I mean, bad seasons.
Well, we just covered that.
That's true. See what happens when you let me run the show?
That's fine. That's fine. So you're on like 2 hours of sleep. So let me just clarify. So Jerry came all the way down here to do the show tonight. He's here at the church, and he's been up at the hospital all day today. His wife and his kid and his granddaughter have been at the hospital all night, and the poor guy's working off like 2 hours of sleep
and coffee,
and he just got his coffee. So he's doing the best he can. And I think he's doing a great job for what he's entailing. So you talk about hard times. You're in a hard time right now, right? You're in a valley.
And that's kind of where I'm coming from with this tonight, and just thinking about how I need to be reminded of some of the things that I'm about to share with our audience.
Right.
And also, this conversation has come up with several people that I have spoken with this week, and so I wanted to bring it to us tonight. So, to continue,
let's do it.
Thank you for that. Seasons. We have good seasons. We have bad seasons. But one thing that we need to learn to do with every season of life, whether it's times when we are thriving or striving, is to learn from those times. There are lessons in everything that we face, everything that comes to us, whether good or what we would call bad. there's always something that we can learn from that will help us to grow, help us to mature and prosper in some way. Even if we can't see it in the moment, sometimes in our seasons, if there are hard seasons where we face difficulties and troubles, we may not be able to see the good that is available to come from it, or how we will be able to prosper from that.
Right.
But there is something that we can learn from every season.
I concur. On top of that, I think that there's something we can be thankful for about in every season.
Ooh, that's a good
Not
one.
just when things are going good, but there's something good all the time, even in our worst circumstances, even in our biggest problems. There's something we can be thankful for, whether it's family, friends, civil liberties, whatever you want to throw into to blank X. It doesn't matter. There's always something to be grateful for, and when you are grateful, it puts your mind and your prerogative in a different place. So if you're grateful about things, even in the bad scenarios, you're going to carry yourself different. You're going to be a little bit more interactive with others, and you're going to be more understanding. But most of all, you're going to carry a little bit of extra light with you everywhere you go, and people notice it.
Right. Well said.
Thank you.
Not only is it important for us to learn from the seasons in life, it's important for us to take the times to celebrate during those good times, but also to be thankful when the difficult times do come.
Because they are coming.
They are coming, that's for sure. If there's one thing that we have been assured of in life, is that trouble's going to come, problems are going to come, which leads me to my next point is, don't make permanent decisions in seasons of difficulty. And what I mean by that is, it's easy for us when we're hurting, when we're suffering, when we are seeking direction, if for no other reason than to get some relief.
Right.
We might be tempted to make a permanent decision that could actually take us out of where our intended purpose is, and we could actually be doing ourselves harm by moving too quickly or moving at all. Sometimes the valley is where we're supposed to be, and we've got to be there for that season, or we're going to miss out in getting what it is that we need moving forward.
Right. I wholeheartedly agree, and I think that also includes emotion. So making decisions based off an emotion. A lot of that, of what you just said, is based on those kind of circumstances. And then, as a business owner, and really any major decision in life, we don't do anything based off emotion. I mean, we do as a society. But what I'm saying is, if you're wanting to be successful, that's going to be one of those things you avoid for sure.
Right. Emotions will lead you astray.
That's right. Always deceitful.
Yeah, always. Third, I want to say we don't know how long our seasons are going to last. But one thing that we do know is that seasons don't last forever. So we have, here in Texas, we have a lot of different seasons. A lot of the rest of the world has 4 seasons. But here in Texas, we have summer.
Yeah, hot.
And then
very hot.
Summer 2.
Yeah, really hot.
And then we have false fall.
Yeah,
and
that's back to hot.
Something that resembles a winter.
Cooler.
Pretty
nice time of year. Unless it's last year where we had the snow apocalypse.
Spring. Spring's about only the nice time of year.
Yeah.
When you
Late
can
falls,
maybe shut off your air conditioner for a few hours a day.
Right.
Not at my house.
No, not at your house.
Because I like to be able to hang meat in my living room.
That's true.
It's like a walk-in freezer.
That's why we don't come to your house ever.
But for the most part, the seasons of life, they don't last forever.
That's right.
And that's why they're called seasons. And that's why God puts a time. He says there's a time to every purpose under the sun, which means that eventually time runs out and you move on to a different season of life, right? So wherever you are, if you're in a good season where things are going well and you're happy about where you're at and things are going according to plan, just know that that's not going to last forever.
That's exactly right.
And then if you know that and you understand that, then when troubles and trials do come, they don't catch you by surprise. You knew it was coming, and so you can handle it a little better with a little more grace when they come. And also when those troubling times come and it's raining on our parade and things aren't working out at all, we're in the valley, that time doesn't last forever either.
That's right.
And so either way, when we're mindful of that fact, then it will help us to surf the seasons of life a little better.
Yeah, that's 100%. Nothing's ever permanent. Nobody gets out of this thing alive. The trying to navigate through those times that are good, trying to navigate through the times that are not so good, like you said, just having the grace to make it through all that stuff, being grateful in those scenarios, and moving forward and persevering no matter what. Kind of goes back to our last episode, don't quit, right?
Right.
We want to keep moving forward despite our circumstances. We're not going to make emotional decisions. If we do, we're probably going to compound our problems, or at least slow ourselves down. Be logical about it. Be business-minded about it, no matter what it is, and think about what's going to be the best outcome result of your actions, and then take those actions first before just doing something right off the cuff, right?
Right. Yeah, our decisions affect not only ourselves, but affects others. And that leads me to my last thought is that we are not the only ones that are going through seasons.
You mean it's not unique to me? It's not.
No.
But I told you this is a special circumstance.
Yeah, it's but you have your special circumstance and I have my special circumstance, and Joe and Susie down the street have their special circumstance. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's having a hard time. Some days you're up, some days you're down. Those seasons come when things work out like we dreamed and it's amazing. And then the seasons come where everything falls apart and we feel like we're never going to be able to see the light of day again. Everybody has that experience. Everyone is going through that. And so when we remember in our own seasons, whatever season that we're in, whatever time that we're going through, that others out there are also going through times when things are up, things are down, and they're also there to not only help you in your times, but they're there for us to help them in their times.
That's right. Recently I had a situation where I can't get into the details of it too much, but it was something had gone south, and I have done everything I could prior to mitigate that, and it still occurred despite all the efforts I put into it.
Right.
And it was that moment when it occurred of, God, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? What's going to happen? That's one of those, God gets into your wheelhouse a little bit to get your attention, and that's where I put my faith and my efforts in. But it worked out just fine, and I stressed out about it. But if I had made some decisions in the midst of that, in that scenario, I would have compounded the problem,
Right.
versus waiting, thinking on it thinking about it correctly.
No, it's fine. We make up
our
words
own.
on
That's
show.
right. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. We can do whatever we want.
Right. We're the hosts.
That's right. There's no fact checkers here. All that to say this, I could have made that situation much worse if I had listened to my emotion and listened to the adrenaline dump I was having at the time to try to fix something immediately versus sitting back, getting an outside perspective for just a moment, thinking about the consequences of everything and how to best mitigate it rationally, calmly, and in a timely manner. So ended up working out fine. Everything went fine.
Yeah.
But sure put ourselves in a loop there for a minute.
So has there ever been a time when you were facing a difficult season and someone who was also facing a difficult season stepped in to kind of encourage you, maybe help you out a little bit?
I'm sure it's happened a lot. I'm sure it's happened quite often. The memory of it is difficult to put words to some of those.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I remember having some bad circumstances and people coming to help me. And there was an opportunity one time where our son was born, and he has cystic fibrosis, like we'd mentioned earlier. And we had some terrible insurance at the place I was employed at, and it had a huge deductible, like $10,000 deductible, which is several years ago. And I didn't have $10,000 to pay towards a deductible for a kid that had chronic illness and was going to cost upwards of millions of dollars a year to keep alive. And in that circumstance, a lot of people came together for me, and I know that the people that came together also had some tribulation in their life as well. And at the end of the day, every dollar of that 10 grand was met by these folks, not necessarily out of their pocket, but by some fundraising stuff they did, and put it together, and everybody was happy to do it. And it was a phenomenal situation, which once again, God was taking care of us. I couldn't have been more grateful for that, and worked out great. But that was me going through a hard time. And I know that some of the people involved with that had previously been through hard times, had been through losing somebody, had been through some cancer scenarios, and they came together for me in my time of need. So that was a big deal to me.
Right. So don't forget that you're not the only one out there. Celebrate while things are going well. Enjoy that season, that time that you have, and celebrate with others in their times. When they're up and things are going well. But also don't forget to be there for others when you're down, as well as allow them to be there for you maybe when you're struggling. A true expression of love is to help someone while you yourself are going through a struggle.
Especially when it's inconvenient, right?
Right.
I've learned that as well. So helping somebody, even when it's not the best of time for you, is what really makes that situation pretty awesome. It really does. And at the end of the day, it'll be something that's a blessing to both of you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to finish by saying this. Hang in there.
You got it.
Nothing lasts forever. Keep going. Don't quit. You'll make it. We're here to help you any way that we can. Until next time.
Very good. Don't forget to catch us on the email. It's jerryandjrodcoveritall@gmail.com. We are also on Twitter. Find us on podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and we have a new website, which I'm going to add to the end for your coaching and health needs. That's called Synergistic Strategies, and we would love for you to send us an email or check in with us that way, interact a little bit, and talk about your goals and your situations.
And if you get a chance and you're in the area of Burnet, come visit us at Main Street Baptist Church.
Love to have you.
Bye.
All right. You guys have a great day.